Hi, this is Jim Blythe with the Veterans Impact Show, and we're here at the Joint Reserve Base with the Sea Cadets, and we're going to be part of a great award ceremony, opportunity for these kids to really shine and be recognized. So we're going to be filming this today for you. Enjoy the Sea Cadets. Thank you so much for being part of the Veterans Impact Show.
Arriving, Lieutenant Commander Howard Fields, Commanding Officer Forstall Ranger. Arriving, Commander Daniel Bradley, Commanding Officer VR 59. Arriving, Captain Jim Jones, U.S. Navy retired, Commander of Regions South, Central, and Puerto Rico. If you would please remain standing for our invocation given by Petty Officer Escobedo.
Please remove your hats and bow your heads in prayer with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you this day that we can come together as a unit and as a base in this great country, Lord. We pray that you bless this food we're about to eat and that you bless the hands that prepared it. And I pray that you bless us with safe travels on the way home and to trainings this summer. Pray that you bless each and every one person here. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Please remain standing and cover. Post colors. National anthem will be played by Cadet Norris. Tire covers. Please take seats. At this time, I'd like to recognize a few special guests. David Alford, President, Navy League Dallas. You'd please stand. We know who you are. Admiral Cum Amos, U.S. Navy retired, Navy League. Bill Schooling, Navy League Dallas. And I'm saving the best for last. Parents, if it wasn't for you taking the time to get your cadets to and from drill, this program could not happen. So I applaud you. Now, what have we been waiting for? Food. The dinner is served. Cadet Irwin.
Commander Daniel P. Bradley, a native of Tucson, Arizona, graduated from the University of Arizona in 2005 with a degree in engineering management and was a designated naval aviator in 2007. Following fleet replacement squadron training in the P-3C, Commander Bradley joined Patrol Squadron 8 in Brunswick, Maine in 2008. During his tour with the Fighting Tigers, he accumulated over 1,100 hours, completed 2 deployment cycles to the 5th and 7th Fleet areas of responsibility, and qualified as a mission commander and instructor pilot. In 2011, Commander Bradley reported to Training Squadron 31 in Corpus Christi, Texas, where he instructed students in all phases of multi-engine flight in the extraordinary T-44AC Pegasus. Commander Bradley reported to Norfolk, Virginia in 2014 to serve as a catapult and arresting gear officer aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt. In 2015, he transitioned to full-time support and proceeded to fly more than 700 hours in the mighty C-20G during his tour aboard Fleet Logistics Support Squadron 51, Hawaii. Commander Bradley most recently served as the Deputy Executive Assistant to the Chief of the Navy Reserve from 2018 to 2021 at the Pentagon in Virginia.
Commander Bradley.
Well, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to hold it up here a little bit like this. Thank you all for coming today. I surely appreciate it. Thanks for reading the bio. That was great. It's a little hard to hear about yourself read that way. It's like talking to yourself in the third person. I do want to start with thanking the parents for bringing everybody out here. I myself was a Sea Cadet in Tucson, Arizona about 25 years ago now at this point. And here I am. All these years later, the Sea Cadets actually got me to here, I can say. So what you're doing is important, and your commitment to the nation and you're looking at the fact that civil service is important is not lost on me. So thank you for everything you guys are doing. Whether you choose the Navy or not, or you choose a different way of serving your country, it's important regardless. So this gives you a strong foundation on how to build your life as a successful American citizen that contributes to the country. So thank you for that. One thing I want to just address the Sea Cadets in particular. You're coming up on a point in your life of transition. Some of you will leave today and graduate, and college may be ahead for you, or it may not, or enlistment may be ahead for you, or it may not. I just want to say I did go to the University of Arizona, which is my hometown. I didn't leave my hometown till I was 24 years old and commissioned in the U.S. Navy. And the day I left for the first time was the day I got in a U-Haul with my mom and drove to Pensacola. Transition can be hard, especially if you had strong roots like me in a place you'd never left before. Everything you always knew was there. And what I thought I wanted to do after having attended an air show and the Blue Angels did their sneak pass, I was like, that's it. That's what I'm doing right there. What I thought I should do was go to the United States Naval Academy. And now I have many friends that have been through there. And to be honest with you, I didn't have a clue what it was to, one, get accepted into a college, and two, get accepted into the Naval Academy, which has additional hoops requiring nomination from a congressperson that you have to do interviews for. So needless to say, I started kind of going down that path my own. I applied to the Naval Academy, which was just kind of filling out an application, getting a couple letters of recommendation. And then I did the interviews with my congressman, and I could tell when I walked out the door that I had flunked those interviews. It was bad. And I thought, well, I'll never get there. This was the end. Well, what am I going to do now? And it was at high school. We were having a college fair day, and the ROTC, the Reserve Officer Training Corps folks from the University of Arizona, had set up a table there, and they had an application for a scholarship, and it was the old Scantron forms, and you bubble your name in, fill it in, and I took it home. I was like, oh, this is fine, and I bubbled it in and sent it off. I applied to the University of Arizona, and bazinga, I had a scholarship, 4-year scholarship to the U of A, and got accepted into naval aviation thereafter. So I say all that to say, you might get told no, and it might feel bad, and you might go, what am I doing now? And that's okay. It's okay to stumble a little bit, and trust me, it's not a stumble. It's you finding the right path, the one that fits for you. And there are multiple ways to do it, and there are different paths for everybody to success. You guys are on that path, whether you know it or not. You're here in that uniform, you're participating, and you showed up here today, and you didn't have to do any of that. So thank you for that. You're on a great path to success, whatever you may choose. So with that, I am available for questions and counsel if anybody wants to talk about different things. I am in charge of the VR-59, the C-40 squadron here at Navy Fort Worth. It's a fine institution where we fly 3 737s around the world. Some people don't feel like logistics are an important part of war. It's not the super fun stuff flying pointy-nosed jets off the front end of a carrier, but it's one of those jobs that absolutely has to be done in order to make the world work and make the Navy work. So there are a ton of paths even within the Navy to find what works for you. So when you're thinking about what's ahead, try to go down a road that looks attractive to you and think you might be fun, but also don't be surprised when the Navy or any other service says, yeah, you're probably going to go this way or that way, and it's going to upset you a little bit at first, but trust me, in the end, it works out. And you will look back on these days with fondness. My fondest memory of the United States Navy Sea Cadet Corps was boot camp. And I remember the day my mom dropped me off, and we drove to Fort Huachuca, Arizona, and we lived in an 80-man berthing for open bay berthing for 2 weeks, and I got my butt kicked. And I remember it fondly. And I think if my mom knew what happened down there as far as like how physically and mentally grueling it was going to be, she probably might not have let me go. But it really made me grow up quickly and made me realize this is the organization I want to belong to. This is a group of professionals, and these people will treat me well for the rest of my life. So when you look around here today, realize that you're making friends, you're making memories, and 30 years from now, you'll be talking to these same group of people saying, hey, remember when we did that? That was cool. So anyway, I want to thank you all for having me. Thank you for feeding me today. My house is your house. Come on back anytime. Come on over and visit the squadron. I know most of you were there last summer. But But if I can ever do anything for you, please reach out and let me help. But thanks so much.
Thank you, Commander Bradley. Got it. Can you hear me now? All right. Another guest speaker I'd like to bring up just to say a few words, who is our commander of the Sea Cadet for the South Central and Puerto Rico region, which is a Captain Jim Jones, U.S. Navy, retired. Sir, if you come up, just say a few words to the guests here. It'd be a few words.
All right, so first of all, she knows I can't say a few words, but I'll do the best I can. Just get the hook when you have to. Okay. I don't like that. Can you all hear me? Okay, Commander, I thank you already in advance for making sure the captain of the space keeps the Sea Cadets on board while you're here. Okay? Awesome. Perfect. I hate, the funny thing is we have that problem across the United States where the cadets will be drilling on a base or a National Guard station, and they change command, and the new guy doesn't like Sea Cadets and throws them off the base, and we have to just sit there and try to make things work. So what I want to talk about today is some of the things that are going on in Sea Cadets nationwide so you can know what's coming, and so things that will be beneficial to us in the future. So first of all, we now have MOUs signed with the Navy saying we're allowed on all naval installations. Okay, so that means they can get on the base now. Where they let them stay, but they can get in the door. So that, and then it's always about building that relationship between the command there and the Sea Cadets and keeping it going. That's important. Like most of them, I tell my folks, hey, if you're on a base, make sure that you get with the captain of the base and say, hey, when your relief comes, get me on the schedule so that I can talk about the Sea Cadets as he's coming in, so that it just keeps it going, right? And that's worked out pretty well. It doesn't always work, but it's pretty good. The other thing we have going on is we have an MOU with National Guard now, so that's helping out. And then the recruiting arm. Okay, we've always supposed to have been able to work with the recruiters in the area. In fact, the units have a checkbox on their annual inspection that says, did you visit your recruiting office this year? Did recruiters come talk to your cadets? And believe it or not, you think, man, this is an easy day for them, right? You're sitting here talking to people in Navy uniforms about joining the Navy. Well, you're not going to get any closer than that to getting somebody to join the Navy. So why don't they want to do it? I don't know, but a lot of them don't want to play. So one thing we've done is Admiral Lex Walker is in charge of the Navy Recruiting Command. And that's where we get our money each year for all our trainings, is because we support the Navy recruiting arm to hopefully they can come and maybe get some cadets to join the Navy. They don't have to, as you all know. And as Commander said, you can do anything you want. The program is absolutely phenomenal. But so what happens here now is we're going to take people every 5 weeks. We're going to go to the recruiting class. So when people become a recruiter, they have to go to recruiting school before they can go out to their units. So what we're doing is we're sending officer Sea Cadets to that training every 5 weeks. We already got it in writing to talk about the Sea Cadets with all the new recruiters before they go out to the field. Also, we'll be providing them with materials. I don't know if we're going to give them a to-go pack to take with them. At the same time, we're going to be sending materials to the recruiting offices. So when you go in there and say, hey, I'm with the Sea Cadets, they don't look at you like deer in the headlights. Because believe it or not, there's still people out there like that. So that's going to be a great benefit to us. And they're going to be more engaged with your unit. So they should be contacting you. Now, how long is it going to take to get people through school, out to recruiting offices? It's going to take a little while before this is nationwide, but it's going to be great for us. So that's something else we're trying to do. Another thing we're trying to do, I was with Admiral Lennon. We went to 3 or 4 different maritime academies and maritime, like Merchant Marine. We went and talked to them. We went and talked to Military Sea Lift Command. And we were both surprised at how much hands-on training capability they have in the areas where they're at. Now, does that help here in Dallas? No. But what it does do, we're just going to open up more opportunities for training along the coast to be able to get people to those trainings. And they have a lot more benefits. So the Navy, we're back in the Great Lakes. We were out for 2 years for RT. That's going to start, I think it's June something. Okay. And, but they're not letting us do firefighting. They're not letting them run outside. They're so risk averse right now. and we're trying to turn that around. So we're having conversations at the three-star level, trying to get this stuff, allow them to do things. They're saying, you can come on, but can't do any of that because you could hurt yourself. And then we're gonna get a bad name. Well, that's not true. And even if they did hurt themselves, that's just part of the way it is. We have insurance. It's not a big deal. So it's just getting all these people now. Nowadays, as you know, things have changed in the country, and people are a lot more risk averse about everything. And they're so afraid if one little thing happens, they're going to get shot, and told to go home. Well, we've got to change that, and the Navy's working hard at changing that. So we should have a lot more opportunities coming soon. So when I go around my area, which last week I was given the Northwest area as well. So I have the Northwest, South Central, Puerto Rico. So I'm a busy guy, but I love every minute of it. They said, hey, can you do that? I said, just keep piling it on. I'll let you know. I'm not going to drown quietly. I'm just going to get it done. So anyway, so but it also gives me another perception into what people are doing around the country, right, when I go see those units. So, and the goodness for that is I can come back and talk to all the units and all the regional directors about, hey, they're doing this is good out here, this is good here. Or you go somewhere and it's not good, you've got all these people they can call to help them get better. So what I really ask of people here is, I know this weekend you've got Lone Star here with you, drilling, but do all you can to talk to other cadets, see what they're doing, bring some ideas back to your leadership talk to each other, help each other out. Because, I mean, in Texas is real good about helping people. That's why I like living in Texas. That's just their thing, right? Everything's bigger, and they're all helpful. So we need to do the same thing. We need to set the standard for the rest of the Corps about how well we can work together. So I'd like to see more of that in the future. What else is coming down the chain? Oh, okay. So I was getting at, I go around and ask people, what do you want to see in trainings? I ask all the cadets, okay, what would you like to see different? Well, I heard welding like 6 times. Well, they're doing a welding course this summer right up here at Gainesville. They're doing it at the community college. I don't know if your cadets know about that or any of them have signed up. So Admiral's probably going to come see that because this is the first one we've been able to do nationwide. The whole issue is everybody was, oh my God, they're welding, they can get hurt. Well, not if they're wearing all the proper safety gear and they have the right instructor. So what's neat here is we're partnering with the actual junior college. The guy that teaches welding to the adults is actually teaching the welding to our cadets. So I'm going to go visit that one as well and just see how that goes. So the reason I bring that up is MSC and Merchant Marines all have facilities to teach people welding. So we can maybe get that. We're trying to look at other than, hey, I don't want to go in the Navy per se, but I want to work with ships or I want to get in ship repair. All those people need people. And if that's something one of these cadets wants to do, that's great. Sea Cadets, the whole reason for you guys out there, the reason we have this program is to introduce you to a myriad of things, lots of different things, so you can choose what you want to do with your life. And not many teenagers get that opportunity to see all the things you're going to get to see in this program so that you can make a good fact-based decision when you go somewhere. Okay, I had no idea I was going to join the Navy when I joined Sea Cadets. I joined Sea Cadets because one of my friends said, hey, this is really cool, you should come join. So I did. And I got to ride ships back then, and I was like, oh, this is cool, I'm going to go in the Navy. So just real quick, kind of to add in what the commander said. So I go to recruiting office, tell them I want to be a postal clerk, and I want to sign up for 20 years because I'm not a quitter. And they said, okay, well, you can't sign up for 20, I'm sorry. And you're 17, so your parents have to sign. I'm like, okay. But he goes, postal clerk, oh, your grades are too good, take this test. I get done with the test, he goes, you qualify for the Navy's nuclear power program. I said, okay, what's that? Because this is before 3 Mile Island, so I really hadn't heard about nuclear power. And the guy's like, okay, so he tells me, and then I'm still don't know what he's talking about. He goes, but hey, if you sign up for nuclear power, you can come in for 6 years. If you sign up as a postal clerk, you can only come in for 4. I said, okay, I'll go with nuclear power. Turned out to be the best thing ever, okay? So like he said, you just don't know what's going to happen. But one thing to always remember, you're not always going to get told yes, like you said, but the other thing is, if you don't like what you're doing, you can always change, right? You might not be able to change the next day, but you can go find something and you can work to it. So be passionate about what you do. You got to love what you do. I've been a lucky human being. I've never done anything that I didn't love. I love the Navy. I stayed until I got a letter and said, you have to go home now. I'm like, okay. So I went home and I found the Sea Cadets right after I got out and went back working with them, and I'm still happy. So if you can do that, that's the best thing you can ever hope for. It's not always about the money. It's about having something to be proud of, serving serving, right? Serving your country, serving your community, just serving others. You'll be surprised how stressless your life will be if you do those kind of things. So just keep going, stay in the program. And later on, you'll look back and go, man, that was one of the best things I ever did. So there's 2 cadets that were in a unit with me back in 75. I still talk to every week. And they both did great things. But it's even that SeaConnect connection. It's you go out and you do these trainings, you spend the night with people. It's almost like being in the military where somebody 24/7, you make some great connections, and you'll probably keep them forever. The other thing we're trying to do is I'm almost done. We're going to get a more robust alumni association so that we're actually tracking people after they leave, getting their contact information, calling back later. Because what helps sell this program is being able to tell big people with lots of deep pockets that want to give money to somebody that, hey, these kids that come out of this program, they end up one day being this or that or this or that, right? And we've got so many success stories, but people just don't know about it. So we need to try and track that to help us keep the program viable. And the best thing the parents out there can do is tell your friends, bring their kids, okay? And if you can help. If you're not sure, sign up as an auxiliary member. And you can just do whatever you can here and there. But it definitely helps out. But the biggest thing is, cadets, tell your friends. Okay, how many cadets like to see cadets? Raise your hand. Come on. Oh, I think they're all their hands are up. Howard, you're doing a great job. All right, so tell your friends. All right, that's it. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for having me here. It's always an honor to be with the cadets. So thank you.
Captain Jones, that was one of your shorter ones.
Yeah, I felt sorry for you.
At this time, a 4-star Ranger would like to give out a few awards. So if Lieutenant Horge and Commander Fields would come up to give out those awards.
Sea Cadets, please cover. No, we're good. Our first award today is kind of off from the program, but yet when our cadets promote, that's super important to do publicly, and we don't want to leave one forgotten. So Cadet Seaman Recruit DeBose, report. Certificate of Advancement. This is to certify that Seaman Recruit DeBose, serving in the United States Naval Sea Cadet Corps, has met all of the requirements for advancement to the rate of Seaman. Advanced here at JRB Fort Worth, Texas, this 16th day of April 2023. Commander Fields, Unit Commander. And now for our Lead Cadet annual awards. Cadets, if you are called, please remain up with Commander Fields. For our first quarter, our Lead Cadet, she did have to report out for a school function, but still named as LC3 Combom. Cadet Nindy, please report. Each individual for the quarter. This is to recognize LC. Oh, did you post? Sorry. This is to recognize LC3 Dindy as the 2023 Lead Cadet of the second quarter. And then, not to be confusion, what you're about to see is what we look forward to happening. Because in the and actually I just realized these are actually the 2022 awards and we put 2023. It's hard to do whenever you're in 2023 having your ceremony for the previous year. So I apologize for that. We'll fix your awards. But in 2022, the cadet I'm about to call served the entire year as a lead cadet. And what we look forward to is we can discharge and promote them up. So Cadet Aubrey Irwin, please report. And going back in time for 2022, Petty Officer Second Class as a lead cadet, Irwin, is the lead cadet of the third quarter for 2022. And of course, when you read about cadets, things give away, but I will withhold the name for the last. Our lead cadet of the year, well, I'll try to do it without, so it'll be a surprise. Consistently demonstrates willingness to work and learn to be a respected leader, shown by how well the interactions are with other cadets, considered to be an asset by peers, an example that dedication and hard work pays off. The dedication to the Navy Lead Cadet Corps will contribute to the success in the Sea Cadet program. With that, we are proud to recognize Cadet Irwin as the Training Ship Rangers 2022 Lead Cadet of the Year. And then to move on to our Sea Cadet Awards, to recognize two of our cadets in their absence from today. Our first quarter Sea Cadet of the Year is Petty Officer Xavier Barrison, and our third quarter Sea Cadet of the Year is SAAA Asanubi. And then make sure I still have them in order. And then for our other two quarters, these cadets are present. So Petty Officer Third Class Escobedo, please report. We recognize Petty Officer Third Class Escobedo as our Sea Cadet of the second quarter for 2022. SAAA Win, please report. We recognize SA Win as the Sea Cadet of the fourth quarter for 2022. You're good. And our Sea Cadet of the Year has demonstrated a willingness and worked diligently to be a leader and shows how well the interactions are with other cadets, is well respected by peers, proof that hard work pays off, and the dedication to Sea Cadets will contribute to the success in the program. In that, we are proud to recognize Cadet Escobedo as Forrest Stahl's 2022 Sea Cadet of the Year. And then now our next award is always heavily anticipated by the adults. And I know it's not me because I'm reading from right here. So that's exciting. But Miss Commander Fields will present this award. Commander Patricia Fields.
Officer of the Year. In recognition of your outstanding support and service to the Naval Sea Cadet Corps, your support demonstrates your commitment to the positive development of American youth. You inspire our cadets to challenge themselves, to reflect on the exceptional the program has set for them and that they have set for themselves, and to strengthen their determination to become leaders of character. You have earned the respect and admiration of the members of the Naval Sea Cadet Corps, Forstall Squadron, and Training Ships Ranger for service and support during the period of January 1 to 31 of December 2022. Your Officer of the Year is Lieutenant J.G. Jeffrey Tribes.
The American flag he is receiving was flown over the Capitol building this year.
In Washington, D.C., not the Capitol here. Congratulations. Daughter's next? Yeah.
Thank you. I'm not going to make a speech or anything, but I want to thank all my instructors and everybody that supports us. None of us could do this alone, and it's a joint effort between us and all the parents and all the staff, so it's all for y'all too. So thank you very much.
We have two more awards to give out. I'm here as a representative for the DAR, which is the Daughters of the American Revolution, and we're going to give two of these awards out to two of these outstanding cadets. This cadet started as a leaguer in 2019, transferred to Sea Cadets in 2020, attended RT July of 2020 in Texas, attended medical training in Illinois in July of 2021, attended Naval Field Operations in May of 2022 in Minnesota, helped out in staffing position for RT in Louisiana in 2023. When called upon, is always ready for step up to the challenge and takes charge. This past year has 100% attendance and achieved rank of Petty Officer 3rd Class in 2022. Daughters of the American Revolution, awarded to Petty Officer Levi Escobar. An outstanding cadet who has demonstrated academic excellence, dependability, good character, adherence to military discipline, leadership, and a profound and patriotic understanding of the importance of cadet training. You will be receiving the medal and the ribbon. This cadet started out as a league in 2018. As a leaguer, attended basic orientation in Arkansas, did aviation training in 2019 in Colorado, transferred to Sea Cadets in 2019, Attended RT in California and Texas. This is when the COVID was going on, so it was a virtual training. Attended culinary in 2021 in Wisconsin. Attended JAG in 2021 in Texas. Attended basic medical in 20 and 22 in Texas. Attended basic airman in 2022 in Texas. This petty officer is a member of the Color Guard, was lead petty officer of his unit. The past year has 100% attendance and achieved rank of petty officer 3rd class in 2021. This award goes to Petty Officer Zachary Jones. At this time, if I'd call Lieutenant Horge forward and Commander Fields, we are going to have a change of commanding officers for 4th Stall Squadron at this time. Yeah. Lieutenant Horge, you can stay up here. Commander Fields, you can have a seat. Okay, who are the 3 seniors? 3rd class Joe, front and center. Here, front and center. Rodriguez, front and center. These 3 cadets are seniors, and they will be departing in just a few minutes from the Sea Cadet Squadron. They're wishing them the best of luck, and each of them are going to turn around and say a little bit about their, a little bit about their time in the Sea Cadets and what they're planning on doing in the future. So, podium.
It's the first time doing a speech. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but so I joined Sea Cadets or League Cadets when I was around 10. My grandpa was like,
You're like Commander Bailey did. Pick it up, and there you go.
"Oh yeah, I'll speak loud in front of like everyone."
Remember, short speech.
Got it. So I joined Sea Cadets when I was around 10. Grandpa was like, "Hey, this is a pretty good program. Do it." I was like, "Okay." First time I went, I'm not even gonna lie, I was like, "Oh man, this is tough. I'm not sure if I want to do this," but followed through with the program, and it turned out great. Did many trainings like Coast Guard, Flight Academy. It's pretty fun. You learn a lot of new things you really never imagined you would do. I never imagined I was going to be in a Coast Guard ship. Look at me now. I was in a Coast Guard ship. Other than that, it was a great program. 100% recommend it to anyone. It sets you up for life. If you go around talking to other 17-year-olds, how many are you going to say, "Oh yeah, I've flown in C-130," or "I sat on a C-130 tail"? You don't get that chance, do you? But with Sea Cadets, you can do anything. Just gotta try. Oh, my future plan. I plan on going to DCC for radiology, and that's the plan for now. And if anything changes, just do it.
Good evening. I'm Cadet Rodriguez, and I will be attending the University of Alabama and majoring in nursing, and then go back and do grad school at Rush University to become a CRNN, a nurse anesthetist. And I've been in Sea Cadets since 9th grade year, and I'm a senior now. Great experience. You get very humbled, and just overall great people to learn from.
All right, so I've been given one thing that I don't like, which is a word limit. But I'm not even gonna lie to you. The first time I came to drill, I'm telling you, my mom forced me to. And then I was like, Mom, I don't want to do this. And then I got home, and then Instructor Tribes was able to persuade me to stay. And after that, I went to the next drill, and I was like, I still don't want to do this, but then I stuck with it, and this is where I am now. Like, my first training I think I went to was league orientation, but I don't really remember it that much because that was more than about 6 years ago. And so I could talk about RT that I went to, though, because I remember that because we had 2 Marine instructors that came through kicking barracks and stuff. Okay, so let me explain what happened on the first day. We had to prepare our racks, and I did mine perfectly, and I got yelled at for it. They told me that because mine was perfect and squared away, that everyone else's had to look like mine or they were going to come yell at me. So I was like, I did the right thing. Why am I getting yelled at? But, and then my last training that I went to, I'm pretty sure recently, was Airman. And that was another one that I really enjoyed because we got to do a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't think I'd ever be able to get to do. So I went to Airman training with Doe here, and we were able to both like spend time bonding over all of the stuff that we did at Airman, along with the planes and stuff. But my future plans is I intend to go to University of Texas in Arlington and work with in the cybersecurity field, and that's about it. Thank you for having me.
Cadet DeBose? Get in the road.
Fallen in the middle, right here.
Right here. We're good, right there. You want to stage yourself at the end of the line where the cadets are, like maybe 8 feet off.
Cadets. For many years, these cadets stood the watch. While some of us laid about our bunks at night, these cadets stood the watch. And yes, even before many of us were born, these cadets stood the watch. As our families watched the storm clouds of war bowing on our horizon of history, these cadets stood the watch. Today we are here to say the watch stands relieved. Relieved by those he have led, guided and trained. Cadets, you stand relieved. We have the watch.
At this time, This ends our celebration and our banquet. And thank you again for everybody that came.